I'm David Boyale and I'm quitting alcohol. So, massive reality check today at Jiu Jitsu. Massive. So, grading's on Thursday. I'm going for my second stripe and I need to know 15 moves. So, I went in today. Haven't even thought about the moves. I went to class on Thursday. Haven't even thought about Jiu Jitsu until today when I strutted in there thinking I know what's going on. And usually what you can do is when you go to class, when it's grading, there'll be other cunts on your level that you'll be training with. So you can watch them do a couple of rounds of the fucking drills. And then once you get the hang of it, you jump in yourself and start drilling as well, doing the techniques. Well, it was a fucking small class today. And there were no other one stripers going for two stripes. So the head coach... So fucking humiliating. He's like, I'll drill with you. He's like, do you know the techniques? I'm like, I know all of them except the last 5, which was a complete and utter lie. But I didn't know what else to fucking say. I had done the techniques, but I couldn't remember any of them. So he's like, get your fucking sheet. He also fought in the UFC a few fights as well. He's like, get your fucking sheet and let's start going through the moves. So he drags over some other cunt who's not doing grading on Thursday. And he's like, come with Dave and we'll do some of the techniques. And he starts calling out the techniques. He's like, do scissor sweep. And I know it, but for some reason I blanked. I'm like, so do I pull them down? Hooking sweep. I'm like, is that the one where you pull down? He's like, oh my God, fuck it. Do demonstrate how to stand up from a stalling guard. And I just turned to him. I'm like, next. He's like, do Kimura from guard. I'm like, I know that one. And I did the Kimura from guard. And then he's like, escape side control to guard. I'm like, side control to guard. Side control to guard. That would be the can you just get me started on that one? Because and he's like, all right, you're not grading. You don't know any of them. I'm like, I was just down in Melbourne for fucking like a week and I thought, he's like, you've done the Kimura, that's it. What have you been doing? I'm like, I've been doing the classes, but I don't know. I thought I fucking had them in my head, but it felt like high school again. It felt like primary school, high school, university. It felt like everything again. He's like, what the fuck you been doing? Like, I don't know. I've been coming every fucking day. But what I have been doing, this is what I've been doing. So the last 2 weeks we've been doing the drilling, the technique drilling for fucking grading. You do that for 45 minutes and then at the end of the class, last 15 minutes, you have a decision to continue drilling or going for a roll, wrestling. And I always chose wrestling. I was like, I'll learn the fucking techniques later. Gives a shit about the techniques. I want to wrestle. So for the last 4 classes, while everyone's drilling, I'm fucking wrestling. I haven't learned any of the techniques. And twice in these classes, while I was meant to be learning the techniques, like I had a black belt showing me the techniques, and instead of getting him to show me the techniques that I need to know, I was asking him questions about other things. Like other things that I get stuck with when I'm wrestling. The shit I need, really. Not that I know, fucking I'm a one stripe fucking white belt. But I'm like, I can get to this position real easy. What should I do from here? Then I get swept and like, what do I do here? So I'm spending like half an hour with black belts, getting them to fucking teach me other shit and completely ignoring the 15 fucking things that I need to know by Thursday, which I don't know. So he was like very unimpressed. I'm like, I think I can get it by Thursday. I think I can get them down. He's like, you don't know any of them. I'm like, no, I know them. I just don't know the names of them or how to do them. But I know them. Trust me. So I spent the whole class just going over these techniques and I can semi-confidently do 7 now. 7 of them. At the end of the class, he was like, come to grading, but we'll see how you go. have you got many of them down? I'm like, I think I've got most of them down now. I'm like, is there a class tonight? He's like, yeah, there's a class tonight. Get to the fucking class tonight. So I'm going to the class tonight. Hopefully it's fucking packed and I can just fucking like blend into the background and watch some of these techniques before I do them this time. My God, it was so fucking bad. Today gave me fucking flashbacks to university when I was taking this history class and I had to do a presentation about, I can't even really remember, but I was very confident I would be able to wing it, even though I didn't read any of the readings or look into the fucking subject at all. I was like, I'll be able to wing this. And I got in front of the class and my winging it ran out about 30 seconds in. It was meant to be like a 10-15 minute presentation. And I fucking winged it for 30 seconds. And then I was just like stuttering and sweating. And I had to go, look, listen, as you can tell, I'm not fully prepared because I've been gravely ill the last month. Gravely ill. I didn't want to tell anyone because I didn't want to alarm you guys. I wanted you to be able to do your presentations, but I've been gravely ill. I didn't want it to get in the way of your study. But if you can give me an extension to next week, I'll have this presentation fucking ready. And honestly, the next week, I did the exact same thing. I went up and stuttered for about a minute and a half and then run out of things to say. And I had to go over to the history teacher and I'm like, listen, this isn't the best representation of my actual ability, but I've been suffering from intense migraines for the last 2 months. The last week has been especially bad. From last presentation to this presentation, it's basically been migraine the whole time. Just so fucking humiliating. So I'm going back down there tonight for the 7 p.m. class. I haven't been to any of the night classes. Apparently they're packed. Fingers fucking crossed because I do not want to stand out there. I'm going to blend in. Anyway, I've got to go practice demonstrate how to move from cross-face half guard to guard. And then straight after that, I've got to demonstrate head snap, run around from guard and get hooks in. I know how to get the hooks in. I just don't know all the head snapping shit before it. Anyway, that's it for today. If you're enjoying the podcast, give it a share around and I'll see you the fuck later.